Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anne, and this is the Answer. So, this is a very highly requested video. Yes, and so today I've decided to make it a point to share with you on how I made the sleeves. Okay, that is a down part of this dress. Okay, so if you are interested in this video, please subscribe. Don't forget to leave your comment down below, and also turn on that bell notification so you get notified anytime I upload a new video. All right, so guys, thank you so much for your continuous support. I am here, and finally I am bringing to you how to draft a mermaid skirt or a trumpet skirt. So let's get right into the video. So guys, I have my paper, my brown paper. I have extended this paper. I've added some extension to it. Yeah, so the extension is for the down part and also the side of my paper. Okay, yeah, so depending on the volume you want, okay, for the down part, if you're cutting on the fabric directly, to make sure the volume, because the volume determines like the amount of paper you'll be needing. So from the edge of my fabric in, I'm marking 17 inches. Okay, I'm just marking it from the edge in. Okay, I just want a straight line. All right, so after this I'm just going to connect this point into a straight line. Okay, after your line indicates the front, this is my front and this is my back. Okay, because of the trill extension, the paper extension over there is for the train. Sorry. So I'm going to begin by marking my start line, which is very important. Okay, so next is to mark my vertical measurement. Okay, but I'm going to be subtracting my top from that because I am attaching this to a corset. Okay, so I'm marking from my waist to hip. All right, and then to the knee. Okay, and 3 inches above my knee, take note of that. 3 inches above my knee, that will serve as my own break point. Okay, but if you want a higher break point, you can do that. Okay, so what I've marked now is my length for the front plus my allowance. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this measurements, okay, so that it becomes a parallel line. All right, so I'm just marking my length plus my allowance, of course. So after that, just connect this point. So this is my hip line. All right, this is my 3 inches above my knee. Okay, and this is my knee line. Okay, and for the last line, that will be the line for my front. Okay, this is the line for my front. Okay, my front skirt. All right, because the back is going to take the whole length of the paper. All right, next I'm mark from that line. Okay, that is my center line. So this is my center front and this is my center back, as I have indicated, the same line. Okay, so on that I'm marking quarter of my waist. Okay, and then I'm going to be marking my low waistline. It really helps me to shape my gown or my dress really nicely. Okay, so just mark quarter of your low waist measurement on that line and quarter of your hip. 2 inches below that, I'm going to mark the same hip measurement and then subtract 2 inches and then place it on the knee line. Okay, I'm subtracting 2 inches for my hip line and I'm placing it on my knee line. So I'm just going to connect this uh point I have marked together. Okay, so I'm just going in to blend this just like you see. Okay, Okay, so the 2 inches is the standard. Removing 2 inches from your hip is the standard, but I want the side to be more fitted, so I'm going to be reducing by half an inch again. Okay, and then I am not going to be just reducing, I'm just going to return that to my back side so that it doesn't become too tight around my knee area. Okay, and then from that point I'm just going to connect this to my front hem like that. Okay, all right, so I'm going to be removing the sharp corner there. Okay, yes. So the next thing is to mark my zip allowance for my back. Okay, so on the hip line I mark 1 inch, and on the waistline I'm marking half an inch, and then returning the half an inch to the side like that. Okay, so I'm going to blend this for the back. I'm going to blend my zip like so, and then for the break points I'm going to be marking 1 inch also as well for my zip. And then for my knee line, okay, so for the breakpoint, you can do more than that. All right, you can do 2 inches, but I decided to maintain my zip allowance. So after on the knee line, after my half an inch that I marked, okay, I've marked 1 inch, and I'm going to be adding 1 more inches to that. Okay, I had wanted to do 1 inch first, but I decided to go in for 2 inches so that the back will be a bit wider, because I am dealing with the fabric I have is not much, so I didn't want to exaggerate things. Okay, so you can connect this as wide as you want. Okay, but the fabric I have is limited, so I'm just going to be doing something that will not make me, like, stress out. Okay, so you can do as wide as you want, like I said, and also you can increase your break points and then do as much as you want, but I'm going to be maintaining this one. Okay, and then I am going to be extending my line, okay, to the back length. Okay, so this is the front length and this is the back length, so I'm going to extend my line to my back length like that, and then taper the corner a bit so that it doesn't look too sharp. Okay, so before connecting and blending this, I'm going to taper this corner a bit. Okay, so just taper the corner a bit so that it doesn't look too sharp, and then from there I'm going to be blending the front hem to meet the back one, just like that. Okay, don't worry, I'll be showing you how to cut this in case you are wondering. So stick through to the video, stick through to the end so that you see how I cut this using just one paper. So I am blending in with my ruler. Okay, all right, so this is the back now and this is the front. Okay, now let's go back to the zip area. Okay, so like you see, I reduced the back by half and then returned it to the side. Okay, that is only going to be reflecting for my back, so blend it into your hip line like that, and this is all only going to be reflecting on my back. So I'll show you what I mean when I'm cutting. So this is the back. All right, so that is the back, and the next thing is to tackle um our break points, okay, for the train. Okay, so you can come up by 5 inches, you can do even 2 inches below the hip, you can just extend your trail as much as you want. Okay, so from sometimes from the hip you can just go ahead and extend your trail. I'm going to be demonstrating that, but I'm going to be using a pencil rather instead of my marker, because that is not what I desire in this drafting. But in the future, when I have normally when I get fabric that are enough, I do that. So increase your break points, reflect that on your zip line. Okay, and then from there you can just go ahead and then extend your knee as well. Okay, and then you can just blend this like so. Okay, so with that you can extend it as much as you want depending on the fabric you have at hand. Okay, and also you can increase your break points. All right, so I hope it is clearly understood. So if you're loving this video, please don't forget to turn on the bell notification so you get more of this. And then please subscribe to the channel, share my video to your friends and your loved ones. To anybody interested in fashion, please go ahead and share the video, and also click on the like button. All right, so like I was explaining, just you can go ahead and taper in your knee more, and then add it to the back, just like I have done here. Okay, so I tapered in by half an inch, and then I added it to the back. So you can do 1 inch and add it to the back so that it doesn't become too tight around that area. Okay, so I hope I'm clearly understood. If you like this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, please. And also follow me on Instagram, Annie Deborah, Facebook, So with Anne, and Instagram, my business page. If you want to do business with me, my business page is the Anne's Couture. Okay, make sure you follow me, you subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you so much. So this is the cutting. I'm cutting the back first. Okay, so I, just like I was telling you, I don't have enough fabric, so I am, folding in. Okay, but I'm going to be using the length of this lace because I do not want to waste the lace. I'm going to be using the length, though we measure the desired length, but I love to give it a bit of length. So I'm adding my allowance, okay, and then using the length of the lace as well. And I'm tapering that for in case I want to match it up with my front. Okay, so for the front, I am going to be folding in my back zipper allowance that I do not need for my front. Okay, and then I'm going to be folding in my zip. Okay, I'm going to be folding in my zip just like that. Yeah, so I decided to make the front and the back length the same. Okay, so I'm not going to be folding in for the length for the front. Okay, so just go ahead and pin this, add your allowances. Okay, and then yeah, that is it for the cutting. Okay, now I'm going to be cutting my lining. I just need up to my knee area. Okay, so I'm just folding it in like that. Don't forget to add your allowance when cutting. I almost forgot to add allowance to this one, but I remembered and I did so. So add 2 inches of allowance like I did for the lace, and then cut this out. Okay, I have a sewing tutorial on how to sew a mermaid skirt, so I'll be dropping that in the descriptive box. If you are interested, do check that out. Okay, so that you know how to join this skirt panel together. Right, so for the back, so make sure you include the zip for the back, and also the half inches that we reduce from the zip line for the back when cutting. Okay, do not forget that. So after pinning, I'll just go ahead and use my chalk to mark, okay, this, and also add my 2 inches allowance all round before cutting. Okay, all right, so that is all for the cutting. Thank you so much for staying. I'm going to see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.